It was a mountain of gold ingots. Those carefully piled bars were being slowly lifted out of the cargo hold, one group after another. This gold had been their true cargo. I don't know what they were planning to take, where they were planning to take it. They might have been trying to sneak into Japan, one of their allies. Or they might have been on their way to hide in some remote area. Was it some sort of strategy? A conspiracy, embezzlement, top secret transportation of wealth? This incomprehensible amount of gold led to all sorts of dark suspicions, but we didn't know anything about the truth. All told, the gold weighed an incredible 10 tons. That was the only truth we could wrap our minds around at the moment. They had strongly resisted showing this to us. However, the submarine could no longer make sea, and it apparently continued to take in water bit by bit. Rokonjima had been outfitted in an extremely slipshod way, so we had no means of repairing it. Also, while we could unload the sub, there was no way we could lift it up again once it had filled with water and sunk to the bottom. Now that it was clear that transporting the gold had become completely impossible, they had apparently decided on unloading it. Of course, they had made no effort to explain the reason for all this gold. They had just asked us to help them take it out.
No,
because you have to find someone who's willing to pay for it.
でも戦後は何の役にも立たない。確かにお金も戦局を変えはするでしょう。でも戦後にもその価値は変わらない。
If anything, it's more valuable immediately after a war, because it helps you rebuild immediately. There's no longer any way to change the course of this war. The Axis power will probably all surrender, leading to an Allied victory. Anyone could tell this simply by looking at the American planes flying across the sky day after day. However, gold does not lose its value after war. Everyone stared upwards, dumbfounded as the winch slowly lifted the dully sparkling gold. Probably would have wrapped it up, to be honest. Just so you can't see what it is, but I guess you don't really got an option when they're the ones winching it out.
Chui. イタリア人たちはこの黄金のことを本土へ報告しないことを望んでいます。
Well, of course not, because they'll send a giant boat here and steal it.
我が国に横領されたくないからであろうな。
I wouldn't either.
彼は何と？
日本が黄金を横領するのを恐れているから報告されたくないのだろうと言っている。
少尉はむしろイタリア本国に知られることを恐れているわ。私たちにとって今の祖国は連合国の傀儡政権。彼らに知られれば黄金は返還することになる。しかしそれは私たちの敵に黄金を渡すようなもの。
They had come all this way to make sure that the gold didn't fall into enemy hands. They needed to hide this gold from the puppet government until their homeland could be truly restored.
後ろ宮、イタリア人たちに提案せよ。我々は協力を申し出たいとな。
協力とは？
イタリア人たちの言い分はこうであろう。彼らはその黄金を祖国に知られることなく隠したいわけだ。
Yeah.
しかし、この島から運び出そうとすれば、輸送船を手配せねばならなくなる。そうすれば本土に知られ、さらにはイタリア本国にも知られることとなる。
そうなります。つまり、あの黄金はもう六軒島からは運び出せない。
Their mission must have been to hide the gold that in absolute secrecy until the day of their homeland's restoration. Later on, several plausible rumors would circulate about how Nazi Germany also moved much of its secret wealth to certain hidden areas in South America just prior to its collapse. Yeah, was it Argentina, Brazil? It was in there. Colombia. I think it was Brazil. It was a very natural conclusion to reach. That submarine was their only method of transporting the gold in secret, and it became completely useless. They can't fully stop the water from seeping in, and it'll probably sink completely before much longer. There's no longer any way of them to transport the gold in secrecy. In other words, their mission has ended in failure here in the Far East. So just now, how is Lieutenant Yamamoto proposing that we assist them? We take 10% off.
この六軒島基地は誰も知らぬ秘密基地だ。近隣の島民たちはこの島を不吉な無人島と信じて近寄りもしない。言っている意味がわかるか、後ろ宮。
Yeah, you're gonna fleece the gold off of them because you're a son of a bitch.
彼は何と？
前にも話した通り、この六軒島基地は誰にも知られていない。見ての通り、戦略価値は何もなく、上層部にもすでに忘れられてる。注意は、この島に黄金を隠してはどうかと提案したいみたいだ。
Beatrice quickly translated this and told Ensign Angelo. The Ensign began discussing rapidly with his subordinates. They didn't look happy. Japan may have been their ally, but they probably didn't want the gold for reconstructing their motherland to be trusted to Asians. Well, because they're going to use it to repair their own, because that's what immediately I'd think. Still, it's hard to imagine any other option for them.
激しく議論しているわ。他に手はないという者もいるし、それでも祖国に忠誠を尽くすべきだという者もいる。
I'd say remain loyal to the homeland. Personally.
少尉は板挟みになってるわ。
The final order given to them by their fallen homeland was to hide the gold. However, by now there is no way for that order to be carried out successfully. If the mainland or their homeland found out, the gold would probably be confiscated by the wrong people from their point of view. If they really wanted to carry out their homeland's orders faithfully, Lieutenant Yamamoto's proposal was extremely reasonable. Though the lieutenant couldn't understand their words, it seemed he realized how divided they were.
我々が協力すれば、あの黄金を厳重に隠すことができるぞ。幸いなことに、廃棄された地下壕が長々とこの島の地下を横断している。
この島の地下に黄金を隠して埋めれば、誰にも発見できないと言ってる。
現実的な申し出だと議論してるわ。でも日本人の手を借りるのに抵抗を感じてるみたい。
議論が難航しているようです。
議論の余地などあるのか、イタリア人。我々の協力なくばあの黄金は隠せんぞ。まさかいつまでも波打ち際に積み上げておくわけにもいくまい。
アンジェロ少尉は黄金のことを知る人間を最小で抑えたいみたい。
I would too.
日本人は信用できないけど、山本中尉の申し出が今は最善と見てるみたいよ。
I disagree. He's going to be greedy and try to rub out the Italians, probably.
でもいぶかしがってるわ。
Though I mean, it's obvious Beatrice lives because, she needs to have a child.
何を
10トンの黄金を隠すという労力の提供と守秘義務を彼らが本当に無償で提供してくれ
They're
る
gonna
の
want
か。
compensation.
五分と五分だ。
注意、それはまさか。
あの黄金の半分を我々によこせ。
Over half?
それを手間賃に残りの半分を厳重に隠してやろう。
Fucking half? Go fuck yourself, dude. Yo, we'll just fucking kill you instead, and I would. I'd stage a little coup. where we'd agree, quote-unquote agree to it, and then in the middle of the night we just slaughter everyone here. From the Italians.
半分をよこせと言ってる。
Half. The instant Beatrice translated that sentence, Ensign Angelo slammed his hands on the desk and stood up. That's fucking outrageous. I'd ask for 10% at most. 25% at most. That's extremely a lot. 10% is more than enough. That's ridiculous. 50? Go fuck yourself. I would be insulted. Instead of flinching, Lieutenant Yamamoto, true to his boast of once being a thug that everyone feared, actually looked even more relaxed and confident than he had previously. He pulls out a gun and immediately domes them. 80%, you can go. Then I really would kill everyone in their sleep. Good faith. Shove your good faith up your ass.
これは我々だけに優位な話ではない。イタリア人たちが外部にこのことを漏らせば、全ての黄金は日本かイタリアに接収されるだろう。我々には1円たりとも転がり込んでこない。我々は全員が共犯でなくてはならない。
Yeah, you're not getting 50.
全員に着服の共犯になれと言ってる。注意はすでに軍人としてでなく。 個人として話をしている。
なんてこと。黄金に目がくらんだのね。
Obviously, it's 10 tons of gold. Yamamoto was grinning. It really did look as though he had been blinded by greed, just as Beatrice said.
あのまま山積みにしていれば、やがて本土から来る迎えの連中の目に嫌おうなく入るだろう。そうなれば。
Yeah, you pick homeland over just your own personal wealth. That's just how this works.
アンジェロ少尉は日本政府やイタリア政府にはどうしても知られたくないみたい。彼は自分が与えられた任務に最後まで責任を持ちたいみたい。
つまりどういうことだ。
何割かを口止め料として与えてでも島内に地中深く埋めることを望んでるわ。もちろん下士官たちには異論もある。
I'd be the one objecting strongly, saying, "Sir, this is a fucking outrage. We can do it ourselves. We don't need these fuckers to do it. We'll silence them ourselves."
5割は問題外だと憤慨してるわ。
Oh yeah, definitely.
後ろ宮、イタリア人たちの感触はどうだ。
彼らも黄金が これ以上の人目につくことを望んでいないようです。しかし、取り分に異論があるようです。
少尉は1割ならば検討できると言ってるわ。
10%, I would agree to 10%. I already said like I'd start at 25, work my way down to 10. 10% is more than enough for me. I think that is a good, fair percentage.
無論、山本中尉がそれで納得しないだろうとも言ってるけど。
Actually, no, what you do is barter him up to 15 or 20%. I'd say 15. How about we'll do 15%? Call it good. 10%, 15, whatever. Whichever works for me. I'm glad I picked the right percentage, though. Jesus. Because I'm not going to take 50. I'm not taking a half. They're saying to go fuck yourselves. Sorry, that's me. This time it was Lieutenant Yamamoto who slammed down on the desk. But the Italians didn't flinch either. An incredible tension filled the small room. However, despite his violent outburst a second ago, Lieutenant Yamamoto's expression still looked smug and in control. He was probably confident that he now had the initiative. Fuck off. 40% for the Japanese, 60% for the Italians. The lieutenant made it sound like he was willing to stand firm on that. But in truth, these negotiations were not being made on an equal footing. If the Italians just wanted the gold for themselves, there wouldn't have been much of a problem. But what if? What if they really were true patriots? And decided that they would return the gold, even into the defeated puppet government of their homeland for the purpose of reconstruction? If so, that they would probably report the existence of the gold to the Italian embassy. Eventually, the Italian government would petition the Allied nations for the retrieval of their gold. It wouldn't all make it back to Italy, but it might be used effectively to repair and rebuild the battered towns. If that happened, Lieutenant Yamamoto and his friends would only be able to sneak out a few ingots at most. He was greedily planning to make his own treasure island, so that he and his subordinates could have an enormous fortune all to themselves. If he wanted those ambitions to bear out, the Italians would have to conceal the presence of the gold. Thank God I'd be a massive patriot during this time.
アンジェロ少尉が誰にも黄金を渡したくないなら、沈みゆく潜水艦に任せて沈めればよかったはず。どうして荷上げを？
考えたくはないけれど、命令が遂行不能になった時点で、少尉はこの黄金を横領することを考え始めたのかも。
Probably.
彼は今、下士官たちに軍人としての意見と祖国に家族が待つ一個人としての意見を聞きたいと言っているわ。
I mean, I'd take probably a couple gold ingots off the top, but I'm not going to take... I wouldn't want it like 20%, 50%, 40% off.
堅物の下士官たちが激高してる。
The discussion between the Italians was becoming fierce and emotional. Though their homeland had fallen, they had come all this way to accordance to its orders. They had probably been given this mission because they were particularly faithful and duty-minded troops. It seemed they couldn't just agree to a foreigner's proposal to embezzle and split up the gold. Inside, Angelo looked like he was doing all he could to calm the unexpectedly fervent rage of his subordinates. Looks like the gold is blinding them too. It seems no one can sort out their own personal feelings, and they want to be perceived. I can't make him answer faster.
リーチェ、周囲が返事を求めてる。
考える時間が欲しいと言ってるわ。
Hey, this is a big decision. We need 48 hours to
私
sleep
は
on
あ
it.
なたと話せたから気が紛れてよかったけれど、他の人たちはそうじゃないの。とても長い後悔の果てに大勢の仲間を失って極限状態でここにいるわ。
Oh yeah, no shit. People died for this mission and he's trying to fuck it over. I'd be livid. I didn't even think about that.
唯一の心の拠り所だった任務ももはや喪失してる。どうすればいいのか彼らも分かってないの。
注意、彼らは時間が欲しいと言っています。
いいとも大いに議論したらいい。しかし時間はないぞ。隠すとなったら時間と手間がかかる。明日の正午までに結論しろ。以上だ、イタリア人ども。
回答期限は明日の正午だそうだ。周囲、まるで脅迫だ。
He is.
少尉は全員の意見を聞くと言ってるわ。
I seriously would just kill everyone though, to be honest. If I was inside Angelo.
多分難航するわ。少尉自身は山分けもあり得ると考えているみたいだけど、下士官や他の仲間たちは多分反対するわ。みんなこの極東までの航海で大切な仲間を大勢失ってる。
Yeah, really.
彼らは堅くなに祖国への忠誠を貫きたがってる。
I mean, I wasn't even considering that, but the fact that if so many of their people died in there, hell no, I'm not gonna fuck my mission up that much at the end. We've already gotten fucked on this. We're not going to give up on it now. Now that so many people have died for this.
周囲の申し出は断ると。
断ってもどうせ黄金は誰かの手に渡るわ。
God, it fucking sucks that Kinza was under this douchebag.
何も残らないならせめてインゴットの一本ずつでも密かに持ち帰ろうという少尉の言い分に同調者も出そうだけど、こういう時の男って勢いだけが迷走するわ。
I would take 1 or 2.
私も見当がつかない。
I'd take 1 or 2, but also I'd want to start a coup type thing and just kill everyone in their sleep.
イタリア人たちの胸中は複雑でしょうね。
Of course they did.
彼らにとって降伏後のイタリアは敵国同然だろう。黄金をそのイタリアに返還するのは 彼らの長い旅路を全て否定するのと同じだ。
しかし黄金を着服して山分けすることも彼らの旅路の否定になります。
彼らが義理立てすべき祖国はすでに滅んでいる。その時点で彼らの旅路の意味などもう気の毒な話だ。
どうせ意味のないことならインゴットの一本でもありつけた方がまだマシだと。
損得感情で言えばそうなる。そうならねえのが男ってもんだがな。
The Italians were gathered in a cramped room, arguing fiercely. I mean, it's a sense of pride. It's just like you can't just let something like that go. It's something. It's more than just money.
反対です。死んだ戦友たちのためにも断固軍人魂を貫くべきです。
Hey, there's me.
貫くとはどういうことか。この島に黄金を隠せということか。東洋人たちの申し出を受けるということか。
東洋人たちは信用できません。特にあの山本という男、断じて油断できません。
黄金を荷上げして日本人たちに見られたのはやはり失敗でした。
I agree.
艦と共に沈めるべきでした。
Well, not that part, but I think they should have put something over it, like like cloth over it, so they can't see what it is, and just say it's like some like munitions or something. I don't know. Lie, bombs.
日本人の基地で沈めてどうする。やがていつかは引き上げられる。隠したことにはならない。
Yeah.
いずれにせよ、この島から黄金を誰にも知られずに運び出す方法はない。
洋上で名誉ある自鎮を選んでいたらこんなことには。
艦のダメージが致命的だったことがあの時点で分かっていたら、どうしてあの時少佐は日本軍に救援要請を。日本軍にこの黄金のことを知られたら少佐はどう任務を遂行するつもりだったんだ。
少佐が救援要請を出した時点で我々の任務はもう失敗していたんだ。
It is.
諸君にも祖国で待つ家族がいるはずだ。そして極東の島国までよく航海に耐えた。それに対するこれは正当な報酬なのだという考え方もあの日本人に助けなど求めていなかった。
Chatter.
死んだ戦友たちが浮かばれてこんな目に。
少尉、日本人が友好的でない場合、我々は最終的解決手段を辞さない覚悟が必要です。
Never mind. That's me.
伍長、最終的解決手段とは何か。
Kill him at night. Someone gulped. A stiff tension hung over the room.
日本人たちはたるみ切っています。実戦経験もない腰抜けばかりです。我々は精兵です。すでに基地内の間取りのほぼ全てと日本人の人数、配置状況は把握しています。少尉の命令があれば短時間で制圧できるでしょう。戦闘員と思わしきは山本を含めて数人程度、残りは軍属の作業員風情です。上辺の人数は日本人が上ですが、実質兵力ではこちらが優位です。
日本人を殺せば迎えの船が来た時それをどう説明する。
Don't have to.
ごまかしようがないぞ。
Take over the boat.
死体さえ見つからなければどうとでもごまかせます。少尉、この基地を制圧するのは容易です。山本以下主要な兵士数人を殺してみせればあっさりと作業員たちは降伏するでしょう。
I do it. I mean, it's the easiest route. You do it at night. I don't know if they have guns or not. I'd have assumed they had guns.
彼らに黄金を運ばせ地中に埋めましょう。もちろん彼らの口は永遠に塞ぎますが、
日本人たちを皆殺しにするということか。
殺しましょう。全員殺せば黄金のことは誰にも知られずに済むのです。
At that moment, the door, which had supposedly been locked, opened slightly and a metal object was thrown in. Oh, you motherfucker! As the yell rang out, the table was kicked over and used as a shield as they dropped to the floor. Someone would dive on the grenade. However, in this cramped room, it probably wouldn't do any good. The Italians were all prepared for death. Fortunately, the shoddy grenade was a dud. The door was slammed open and 3 Japanese soldiers wielding pistols jumped in.
イタリア人ども殺せ殺せ殺せ応戦しろ各自自由発砲
They do have guns. Awesome. In this small room, no matter who shot where, it was bound to hit someone. The exchange of bullets instantly caused a rain of blood with casualties on both sides. The 3 had jumped in, were covered with bullet holes and fell over, moaning and thrashing. Keep going. I'm rooting for the Italians to win, not gonna lie. Because the Yamamoto's being a fucking douche. Not Gino! Gino, no! The grenade was still rolling about on the floor. It had been a surprise attack. Lieutenant Yamamoto had probably judged that the negotiations not go his way and had decided to make the first move. Or else maybe he had been planning from the beginning to put them in a position where they would be gathered in one place to discuss this offer. Brokenjima was their island. If they killed all the Italians, then not half, but all of the gold would go to the Japanese. There was a chance the grenade might go off late. The Italians rushed out into the corridor. Chuck that thing down the hallway. They heard gunfire from down the hallway. It was coming from the direction of the submarine dock. Clearly the troops guarding the pile of gold were being attacked. Attack! I thought they were gonna be shit. As soon as I heard the sound of repeated gunfire, I knew that something which had been smoldering since the time the gold was unloaded had finally burst. When looking at the gold, the eyes of our soldiers hadn't been normal. Yes, those eyes had been entranced by demons. The Italians had been pushed to the limits by the heavy burden they bore. Who wouldn't have snapped after being trapped in a distant land where you couldn't understand the language or the writing? Thinking I had to do something, I ran towards the sound of gunfire. Fuck that. Looking back on it, that was an extremely stupid thing to do. Bye. Is what I'd be doing. The sound meant that there were people shooting at each other. The sound meant that the other people shooting, people killing each other. And yet, unarmed as I was, I dashed towards the sound as I thought I was trying to mediate some schoolyard fight. It didn't take long before I learned how foolish and naive such a thing was in the heat of battle. Warrant Officer Hiraoka was lying face down, his entire body drenched in blood. Judging by the trail of blood behind him, it was clear that he had somehow managed to crawl here from a different room before dying. No, he was still twitching. He might not be dead yet. But on this island without a doctor, no. Even if we had a doctor, how could anyone possibly save a man who had been shot this many times in the chest? When I looked into the room he must have crawled out of, I saw 2 more bloodstained Japanese corpses. Welcome to war. I fell backwards pathetically on my butt, my mouth hanging open in shock. Come to think of it, that was the first time I had ever faced death in my life. The entire world was at war, even though millions were dying both east and west. This was the first time I met with a person's death directly. Ridiculous. Didn't I join the army hoping to die? Didn't I whine about not being able to sent to the front lines? Yeah, that was before you found a nice Italian girl. Yeah, so rejoice, Kenzo. Wasn't this the death you were looking for? Why not spread your hands and yell out loud? Come on, come for me, magnificent death. Someone came running towards me. It was a colleague of mine, a Japanese man. Tajima. He dashed towards me, pale-faced and out of breath. You lost your shit, buddy? His face seemed horribly contorted with terror. Mine probably looked the same.
田島君、何があったんだ。
They're killing us all. Someone yelled in Italian at the same time, and Tajima let out a scream. Then he grabbed onto me as he fell to the floor. The red stain spreading across his back before my eyes.